Trojans here at home wearing the gold tops, the white bottoms, and the green and white caps here for this first of two games here today. The Dominican University Chargers wearing the black and red tops with the gray bottoms, the black caps as we get set to go. The two umpires for today's game, Evan Kirk will be calling balls and strikes in game number one. Dennis Gallagher will be responsible for the base paths and the outfield. The wind is swirling today. The American flag hung up just a bit out there at center field, so it is blowing, however, towards right center field is where the wind is blowing out today on a perfect day for NCAA baseball. Dominican University will send Eric Diaz to the plate to get things going. It'll be Eric Diaz. He'll play center field and lead off. Ty Richmond will be the number 2 hitter playing left field. Juan Peralta will be at first base. He'll bat third. The designated hitter hitting cleanup is Kevin Hirsch. Ty Gilligan will catch today. He'll hit out of the number 5 hole. Jaden Maya will play right field and hit 6th. Hitting 7th is Gene Nunez. He'll play third base. David Nepper will be the shortstop and hitting out of the number 8 spot in the lineup. And Ryan Bongiorno will play second base. He will bat 9th. They will send Isaiah Figueroa to the mound when they take the field in the bottom half of inning number 1. For the UMO Trojans, defensively, Connor Tapati will be behind the plate today doing the catching. Garrett Moffitt will be playing first base. Anthony Mitta is at second. Lane McLean is the shortstop. And John Howard, who spent the better part of the opening part of the schedule playing first base for the Trojans, he moves over to the hot corner, and John Howard will patrol third base here today. Caden Crawford will be out in left field for the Trojans. Wade Kelly will be in center, and Jakari Howard will keep things under the watchful eye out in right field. We're set to go. Eric Diaz, the center fielder, will trot to the base paths and into the batter's box, and we get set to go. Diaz wears number 58 as he gets set to go. UMO sends Raleigh Walker to the mound. He's a hard-throwing right-handed pitcher for the Trojans. First pitch of today's ball game is at 1:03 p.m., and it is ball 1. 1-0 to get things going. Walker on the hill, the right-hander, wasting no time. Big swing and a miss by Diaz, and the count goes even at 1. Walker comes in with a .540 earned run average, as this one is in there for a called strike 2. 1-1 on the season is Walker. Pitched 11 2/3 inning and has scattered 12 hits for head coach Rob Watt. Here's the 1-2, and then our first out is a strikeout to Eric Diaz on 3 swinging pitches. Peralta, the right-handed hitter, he's the first baseman in the lineup in game number 1 today. With 1 on and 1 away, first pitch to Peralta comes across eye level, ball 1. With 1 away, base runner gets a modest lead. Fastball is low and in the dirt. Nice dig there by the Trojan catcher, Tapati. Walker falls behind in the count, 2-0. Juan Peralta, the base hit machine here for this team. He has got a handful of them here. Back to center field. Kelly gets under it, makes a one-handed catch, and the Chargers will strand 2 here in the top of the first inning. Raleigh Walker gets out of it facing 5 different bats. Isaiah Figueroa. Where's number 35? He's a senior from Oak Bridge, New Jersey, a business management major, and he'll face Lane McLean to get things going for the UMO. On a perfect day for baseball, we head for the second inning of game number 1 of our doubleheader this afternoon. I'm Alex Hayden. Slade Watkins is pushing the buttons and twisting the knobs for us here as our producer of this broadcast. Raleigh Walker back on the hill for the Trojans. Surrendered 2 base hits in the top of the first inning. Let's see if he'll settle things down now as we get set for inning number 2. 6, 7, and 8 due up for the Chargers. Jaden Maya will get things going. Maya comes in swinging a hot bat who had to reverse field back to his right, picked it up and thought he could get a throw over to first in time, and it was well off the mark. Base runner takes off, and that'll be an uncontested stolen base for Ryan Bongiorno. So with 2 outs here in the top of base runner at third is Nepper. Bongiorno, the base runner, down at second now for Dominican University. Another pitch in the dirt from Raleigh Walker, and suddenly he's struggling to find his command. Trojan bullpen is silent. 3 balls, 1 strike, and 2 away here in the top of the second inning. And a walk issued. First walk of the game given up to the catcher for out number 1 of the second inning. It seems simple, but pop-ups for the catchers are one of the most tricky things to do, especially on a day where the wind is swirling. Connor Tapati, the Trojan catcher, will dig in. With 1 away, takes strike 1 on the inside corner to get the at-bat going. Hitting .500 on the year. 4th game he's been a part of here on the 2025 campaign for UMO. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Well outside on the changeup, and that goes to 1-1. UMO women's lacrosse going on here today, as well as baseball. Here's the 1-1 home. Breaking ball too low. 2-1 now as Figueroa again steps off the back of the rubber, and he'll tow it again with 13 seconds and counting on the pitch clock. Hit well. This one, the left center field. Chasing it is Ty Richmond. He'll get underneath it and make the catch for out number 2. Wade Kelly for UMO for the Chargers. Peralta 0 for 1 today at a fly ball to center field. Peralta came into the ballgame hitting .455 as he'll get his second opportunity against Raleigh Walker for UMO. Walker, first pitch off speeder, and that'll get Peralta to swing through it. Here's the 0-1. Fouled back and between the wickets of the catcher to Patty, and that is strike 2. Walker surrendered 4 hits and struck out 1. This one way outside. Still scoreless here in the top of the third on a perfect day for baseball. Some cloud covers rolling in now. Hit right back up the middle. This one is going to find McLean's mitt. Quick throw on to first, not in time. Juan Peralta scooting down the base paths, and that'll be another hit for Dominican, their 5th base knock of the ball game.
Designated hitter Kevin Hirsch.
And the leadoff hitter is aboard here in the third for the Chargers. Kevin Hirsch, who is 1 for 1 today in the cleanup spot, will come to the plate, but Raleigh Walker wants a different baseball. It will be granted. Peralta, the base runner, down at first now. Here's the pitch home to Hirsch. Pops this one straight up in the air. Connor Tapeti gets rid of the catcher's mask. He gets under it. A two-handed squeeze on the third base side of home plate. Makes the catch, and there's one away. That'll bring Ty Gilligan to the plate, rather. 0 for 1 today with a fly ball to center. Fielder's choice, and there's 2 down. That'll leave a base runner at first in Ty Gilligan. Nice play by the Trojan second baseman, Anthony Mita, sliding to his left, popped to his feet, and a quick sidearm throw. McLean was there to cover. 2 down with 1 on now. And Jaden Maya digs in. Maya will foul this one off of his big toe, and he'll walk that off. Maya 0 for 1 today, grounded down to third, and John Howard was able to step on the bag. Second pitch of the at-bat misses the strike zone, says home plate umpire Evan Kirk, and it's 1-1. On this doubleheader, the umpires will switch positions for game number 2. Kirk will go to the field. Dennis Gallagher will come and call balls and strikes. Here's the 1-1. This one's in the dirt, knocks the catcher's mitt off, and the base runner's going to take off on the wild pitch. So another runner in scoring position, and for the third straight inning, cue up Molly Hatchet because pitcher Raleigh Walker's flirting with disaster. 10-pound freshman out of Midway High School in Salemburg, North Carolina. So the big freshman gets the baseball for the 7th time this season. His 7th appearance. He's got a 3 even earned run average. He's 1-0 on the year. Has come in as a reliever 6 of his previous 7 times. He was a starter once. Scattered 10 hits, given up 8 runs. Only 3 of those runs he's given up have been earned. And he will have to deal with the bottom of the order for the Chargers. 7, 8, and 9 due up for Dominican. So our first pitching change here of the ball game for UMO. Defensively, Trojans stay the same. Connor Tapati will be the catcher. John Howard at third, Lane McLean at short, Anthony Mita at second, and Garrett Moffitt at first for UMO. Caden Crawford in left, Wade Kelly in center, and Jakari Howard out in right field for the Trojans. John Nelson McLam comes on. His first pitch is a swinging strike against Gene Nunez. Nunez 0 for 1 today, hit a ground ball out to Mita at second. Good pop on the fastball, but apparently too high. And it's 1-1. McLam from the windup. This one is a hard strike on the inside corner. It's for Dominican, but that's 6 too many if you're a Trojan fan. 1-0 now as Bongiorno had to dance out of danger on the high and tight fastball. With 1 away, runner takes off from first. A late throw down to second will not be in time. But they're gonna call batter interference here at home plate. And that will be a strike call on the hitter, Ryan Bongiorno. Trojan Network spotter Alan Nichols all over that one. So the batter is going to be called out for batter interference. So that'll be out number 2. So the base runner will have to go back to first. Nepper will retreat there and go back to first after batter interference by the number 9 hitter, Ryan Bongiorno, for out number 2. That'll bring us back to the top of the order. A bunt is a double. Howard got caught playing a little shallow there, and he was burned on that one by Eric Diaz. The inning goes on for the Chargers. They already have a 1-0 lead now with 7 hits scattered here today. 2 down. McLam's pitch is in the dirt, but again kept in front of the plate by Connor Tapati. Diaz has good wheels down at third. University is the variety of called the University. UMO has been flirting with disaster in this one the entire game. They've given up 7 hits. As a matter of fact, Trojans being out-hit 7-2 right now. Trojans need to get the bats going here on a consistent basis. Here's the first pitch of the at-bat. Checks. One away for UMO. Puts this one straight up in the air. Center fielder charging is Eric Diaz. It's going to be called off by the right fielder, Jaden Maya, who comes racing in. I do apologize if you're a Moffitt family.
Now batting your catcher, Connor Tapati.
Nothing in one now. Charging is Eric Diaz. It's going to be called off by the right fielder, Jaden Maya, who comes racing in to make the catch, and there's 2 away.
Now batting your catcher, Connor Tapati.
Trojan catcher coming to the plate 0 for 1 is Connor Tapati. He hit a fly ball to left his first plate appearance. This one hits Tapati, and he will take the bag. So with 2 outs, again, the Trojans get a base runner.
Now batting center fielder, Wade.
Wade Kelly coming to the plate now for UMO. Kelly 0 for 1 today. He is a strikeout victim to pitcher Isaiah Figueroa. 1 of 3 strikeouts today for Figueroa. Hit on the ground, but foul. 1-0 Chargers. They lead the UMO Trojans on what has turned into an overcast day. Again, we were supposed to play at 3 o'clock today, 3 o'clock tomorrow, but there is a 100% chance of storms tomorrow, and they're calling for severe weather in this area. So we play 2 today. Here's one check swing, fouled off the knuckles, and this will be strike 2. Base runner at first after being hit by the pitch is Tapati. Wade Kelly at the plate behind 0-2. Trojan center fielder struck out his first plate appearance. And he strikes out his second one as well, a half-hearted attempt. And the Trojans will strand another base runner. That is their 6th runner left on base in this one. UMO trails Dominican 1-0. We with you here on the call as we get set for hitters 3, 4, and 5. The heart of the order for the Chargers due up. Juan Peralta, Kevin Hirsch, Ty Gilligan. Slade Watkins producing our broadcast here today. John Nelson McLam stays in to pitch for the Trojans. Big freshman left-hander. Peralta coming to the plate, who is 1 for 2 today, had an infield single to get the 3rd inning underway. He also flied to center field back in the first. 1 for 2 afternoon for Peralta. Peralta out of the state of New Jersey, just a junior. And here's the first pitch of the inning. And it's outside, ball 1. Peralta, the Charger first baseman, takes ball 2. This one well off the plate. Trojan bullpen remains silent at the moment. Fouled straight back, good cut there, and an even better pitch from John Nelson McLam. Good fastball. Big left-hander. The human vacuum cleaner comes up with it, and Flam's first pitch to him is hit on the ground over to second. Anthony Mita has an easy play there, and it's a stress-free out. Hits it on the ground to Mita at second. A dribbler there, no trouble.
Well as relishing.
For the 6th inning, Trojans trail 1-0 to Dominican University of New York. UMO staying with John Nelson McLam on the hill. This will be his 3rd inning to pitch. And he'll face Jaden Maya, Gene Nunez, and David Nepper in that order, 6, 7, and 8 in the Charger lineup. Maya is 1 for 2 today. He'll straighten the knees out as the inside pitch misses the strike zone, ball 1. Maya has a base hit. He grounded over to first and takes ball number 2 here. Trojans begin to get another pitcher up and loosening up as this ball is hit on the ground to McLean at short. Overhand rifle throw to first is in time. 3 if you're keeping score at home, and I know you are. 1 down, and Gene Nunez will come to the plate. He's 0 for 2 today. Grounded to second, grounded to short, his 2 plate appearances. Here's one. It's bunted, and it's booted by John Howard. And that'll go down as an error on John Howard. That'll be the 3rd error against the Trojans here today, and that allows the base runner.
Now batting shortstop, number 4, Nepper.
David Nepper, who is 2 for 2 today out of the number 8 slot in the lineup for the Chargers. Trojans, after the error by the 3rd baseman Howard, who tried to barehand the bunt and whiffed slot in the lineup for the Chargers. Trojans, after the error by the 3rd baseman Howard, who tried to barehand the bunt and whiffed on it, gives the Chargers a base runner. McLam now, behind in the count to Nepper, the hitter. Base runner takes off. Here's a throw down to second. McLean comes over, and the throw is well in time by Connor Tapati, and the base runner is caught stealing. Good throw there by catcher Connor Tapati. He had plenty of time on that one. Rob Watt comes out of the Trojan dugout again. Question for the home plate umpire, and it's 2 balls and no strikes with 2 outs now to David Nepper. Nepper fouls this one back for strike 1. The catch, that's Ty Richmond, and his throw from shallow left will keep Garrett Moffitt at 3rd base, and there's 1 away. Tapati now comes to the plate. Tapati 0 for 1 today, hit a fly ball to left, and he was hit by a pitch. With 1 away, base runner at 3rd remains Moffitt now. Trojan catcher Connor Tapati comes to the plate to try to knock him home. Played his high school ball at Pinecrest High School in Southern Pines, North Carolina. Here's the first pitch of the at-bat. It's a swinging foul ball, strike 1. Tapati came into the ball game hitting .500 on the season, 1 run batted in. 0 for 1 today after being hit by a pitch and flying out to left. Here's the 0-1 pitch this time. Hit back up the middle, and this is going to be enough to get the runner home. The throw from second behind the bag is off the mark, and the Trojans have tied it up. Question now, does that go down as a base hit and an RBI, or does that go down as, and that will be scored a base hit. That's the 5th hit of the ball game for UMO. First of the game for Connor Tapati, and that's a run batted in. Wade Kelly now comes to the plate as the Trojans have tied this one up.
Now batting center fielder, Wade Kelly.
Kelly is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Shows bunt, and he gets hit by a pitch. That is the 3rd time Isaiah Figueroa has hit a Trojan hitter. And with one out, UMO has base runners at first and second. And the skipper of the Chargers comes out and retrieves the baseball that came to a rest in front of his dugout, and he'll go on to the mound, and we're going to have ourselves a pitching change. We'll tell you all about it when we come back. You're watching UMO Baseball. Lane McLean will dig in for UMO. Quick throw to second is not going to be in time. And we got a pinch runner for the Trojans out there running. That's Mac James at second base. Away, the infield is in, toes on the grass for the Chargers. McLean against Leak. Hit on the ground. It is on the bag. Steps on the bag at third. Throw to first. Doesn't get it. It gets away from the first baseman. Talley's got to come up, and he'll come home, and that will win it for the University of Mount Olive. They stepped on the bag for out number 2. The throw for the double play got away from first baseman Juan Peralta, and the Chargers quit for the play. The first baseman, Peralta, didn't hustle after the baseball, and the go-ahead and winning run comes home, and the University of Mount Olive remains unbeaten against Dominican University. Unbelievable. The win goes to Trey Deutsch, coming back from Tommy John surgery, gets the win in today's game. Unbelievable. Trojans down 6-2 in the 9th inning, score 5 runs, and they take game 1 7-6. Don't forget, we've got another game still to go here. Congratulations, UMO. They improve now to 14-5 overall. Dominican drops a heartbreaker. They fall to 1-3 on the season. Game number 2, about a half an hour from right now. We're going to step off the air. We'll come back, check back with us in 20 minutes. Pitchers that aren't throwing strikes and walking batters and throwing wild pitches. And then when one does come across the strike zone, Mount Olive is going to put the bat on the ball. And defensively, you're just kind of not expecting it. And you're not on 100%. That was a hit, by the way, for John Howard, his first hit of the game.
Yeah, and a nice one at that. The double will definitely help him out. And, he's the kind of guy who needs to see the ball go and play. His strikeouts have kind of rose the last week or so. Even though he's hitting through the charts and his slugging is through the roof, he's an individual who knows he has to put the bat on the ball a little more times than not for the Trojan team. And with 2 outs on the board, you got runners at second and third, and there'll be a strike inside.
Connor Tapati's going to come in and get a chance to hit. He played the first game for UMO, did well.
He tied the game up at 1 with a single earlier on, and so he's been situationally hitting all season long. Connor Tapati, and the freshman out of the Southern Pines, North Carolina, will see a wild pitch go all the way to the backstop, and the Trojans will bring across their 6th run of the 6th inning. They're up 13-2.
And that is the 8th wild pitch of the game to go along with 3 hit batsmen, 8 walks. It's been a rough go of it, to say the least, for the pitching staff here in game number 2 for Dominican University.
Well, the Trojans scored 2 in the first, 3 in the second, 2 more in the third before zeros across the board in the 4th and 5th, and 6 runs in the 6th inning. A little champagne scoreline for the Mount Olive Trojans, and with the 1-2 count, Tapati will have to be a little more defensive here.
13-2 Mount Olive, been able to plate 6 runs here in the 6th.
Off-speed pitch going to miss down and away. Tapati gained some signals now from Rob Watt over at third base. The Mount Olive team have continued to put foot to the pedal, as they are now up 13-2 firmly, and with the 2-2 count, 2 outs. The lefty set to deliver. He'll miss out wide.
And they're going to stay, it looks like, with DeMaio. That Pete DeMaio got, hey, you got to find your sea legs out there.
First downing of the season for DeMaio. Of his go-away pitches have just kind of missed off the plate. This one up the middle going to be hit into the gap, and it'll fall. An RBI single for Tepedi, his second of the day, his first here in the second game as John Howard crosses home plate, and the Trojans have exploded for 14-2 advantage. And the pitching coach going to come out again.
With 2 outs, they're going to make a pitching change.
Colby Howell, he'll come in, the redshirt junior. Out in left field will be number 55 in Mason Haar. And then over from third base to first base will be John Howard to allow Abels to come on defensively at third base. And for the Trojans, well, 3 quick outs is what they want to get here. Don't want to let Dominican play forward, as we have a new catcher into the game as well for the Mount Olive Trojans. Number 22 in for Mike Kenny. That will be Connor Tepedi, the freshman. As Rob Watt watches on, as the first pitch going to be fouled down the right field line.
And that one looks like a pinch hitter as well for Dominican. Vasquez is the pinch hitter here.
Yeah, a little bit of everyone trying to get into the game right here to the end here at the end of this 2-game series. And for Giannetti, of course, sent out his pitching coach and Chad Dueller to get the job done before the previous time. And Giannetti, you can see he's a little frustrated on his face here. Even though he's coached for 36 years, he still expects the highest of level. And I think that previous half inning kind of frustrated him, as some of his team just kind of got caught sleeping on a couple of plays.
Yeah, but we need to give credit. Eric Tejada came in to the pitch, threw 1 pitch and got the fly ball and third out. He played the entire first game here today.
So the freshman catching the eye of head coach Rob Watt, walking on 5 pitches his last time up. So had himself a nice little afternoon in the 9-hole. It's the 1-0. Chop down the first base line. We'll order for the center fielder, Diaz, whose evening will be done after he had a walk as well as a single through the right side and then caught looking. And strikeout there will put the second out on the board, and we are 1 out away from the Mount Olive Trojans, though, will move to yet another win on their season. An impressive one at that. Had to get both wins here today, had to earn both of them, as they are now 12-0 since 2018 versus Chargers program. They will improve to 15-5 on the year, and they will welcome in the Flying Fleet of Erskine for this weekend series. 2-0, they're going to say he did not go, and it'll be now 3-0 on the count.
By the way, Trojan starting pitcher Pete Hans is in line to get the win here in this one today, and that's a big one.
Yeah, it is, especially after coming off a outing in which he had to leave the game early due to hangnail and just couldn't get things going, as there's going to be a strike on the inner half. But Pete Hans now on the season, going to look at his stats. He'll now be 2-0 on the year after his second start of the season, his 7th appearance overall. As this one going to be hit into the outfield, getting under it is Howard. He will make the catch, and the Mount Olive Trojans take it 14-2. Alex, good game here from the Trojans.
It was. They jumped on top of this Dominican team.